Deep in the cold black of space, a sea of alien warships glimmered against the faint light of distant stars. Thousands of vessels, shaped like sharp blades and towering spires, hovered in perfect formation near a dying sun. From every alien world, broadcasts filled the fleet with the sounds of victory. Fireworks, giant bursts of colored energy, exploded across observation screens. Cheers, loud and proud, echoed through alien command centers. Banners of the ruling empire streamed across ships, their symbols shining like burning fire. "They are finished," a silver-scaled alien commander said, his voice booming through the ship. "The humans are extinct. Nothing remains but stories and ashes." Another officer, a smaller, thinner alien, laughed and added, "We crushed their colony centuries ago. Any survivor is weak, scattered, nothing more than dust under our engines." Across the fleet, alien crews celebrated. Drinks shimmered in alien hands, laughter filled control rooms, and everywhere, propaganda reminded them that this victory was total. They were the rulers of the galaxy now. And humans? A species long gone. But then, something unexpected happened. A faint blip appeared on the sensors of the largest command ship, the Zarth Dominion flagship. Tiny, weak, and almost imperceptible, it flickered like a dying star. "Sir, a signal," a young officer said, pointing to the holographic display. "It's coming from the human sector. Coordinates unknown. Strength is minimal." The commander's eyes narrowed, a rare pause in his celebration. "Show me." The hologram flickered, showing the tiny signal moving slowly across the empty sector. It was almost invisible, barely stronger than background cosmic noise. The officer explained, "It's strange, almost like it's trying to hide, or it's too weak to be real." The commander waved his claw dismissively. "It is nothing. Just a glitch in the sensors. Humans are gone. I will not waste my time on phantoms." But the audience, watching through every word and screen, felt the tension. Something was coming, small and silent, but dangerous. The tiny signal began to move. Slowly, carefully, it traced a path directly toward the massive alien fleet. The sensors flickered as the signal strengthened, becoming a steady pulse that seemed to hum across space. "This is unusual," whispered the young officer. "It's moving on its own. It's approaching the fleet." The commander's claws tapped the table impatiently. "Approaching? It is a single human ship. One. Alone. Do you honestly think it can touch us?" "Ha." He laughed, the sound echoing in the control room. "Prepare fireworks. Continue the celebration. Nothing can stop us." And yet, the tiny human ship moved forward, small and almost powerless in appearance. Its hull was scarred and uneven, not sleek or threatening like the alien vessels. Its engines glowed faintly, leaving tiny streaks of light as it sped silently through the void. The human ship's captain, sitting calmly in a darkened control room, studied the alien fleet through a small viewport. "They are overconfident," she said, her voice steady. "They do not see us coming. That will be their mistake." Back on the flagship, alien officers began to notice something strange. "Sir, sensors are acting weird. That signal, it's stronger now, pulsing in a pattern. Almost like it knows where we are." The commander leaned closer, his golden eyes narrowing. "Impossible. Humans are gone. This is nothing." But nothing it was not. The tiny ship accelerated, moving faster than the aliens expected. In the command center, alarms suddenly blared, flashing red across consoles. Officers shouted, trying to understand what was happening. The human signal, now a physical ship, was inside detection range, its presence undeniable. The commander roared in anger. "Prepare weapons. Target it. Fire everything." But the human ship was already gone from their sensors, vanished as if swallowed by space itself. A sudden flicker of light, almost invisible, passed through the alien fleet. Screens glitched, energy readings spiked, and some systems failed entirely. Panic erupted. Alien officers scrambled to regain control. It's inside our defenses," one shouted. How did it?" The commander's laughter had disappeared. His face turned pale. "Impossible. Humans, they cannot be alive. This is a trick. A ghost. Destroy it." But the tiny human ship moved silently, undetected, preparing for the first strike. Its weapons hummed faintly, glowing with energy far beyond what the aliens imagined. The pulse of its engines was steady, like a heartbeat, sending a silent warning across the fleet. Humans were not gone. And as the first alien ships began to fall under the mysterious energy waves, the audience understood something terrifying. This was not a glitch. This was the start of a war they never expected. The unexpected war had begun. Far from the battlefield, on a planet hidden in the shadows of a gas giant, a human base lay cloaked in silence. Its towers were small, almost invisible against the swirling clouds above. The base had survived centuries of war, rebuilt from scraps of old technology and ingenuity. Inside the command center, humans moved with purpose. Screens flickered with strange symbols, calculations, and coordinates. Every officer, every scientist moved quickly but silently. "Status report," the captain said, her eyes scanning the holographic map of the galaxy. One young engineer, sweat running down his forehead, looked up. "The signal, it's ready. But it is still weak. If the aliens detect it too soon, they may trace it back to us." The captain nodded. "That is why it must be precise. One pulse, one message. It must reach the right coordinates and nothing else. If it fails, we could lose everything." The audience could sense the tension. Unlike the aliens who celebrated, humans were quiet, focused, and prepared. Every movement mattered. "Are the cloaking devices operational?" she asked. "Yes, ma'am," replied a technician. "Our sensors show no detection. The signal is almost invisible." The captain walked to a viewport, staring at the distant stars. "They think we are gone. They think we are weak. They are wrong." Scene 2, preparing the signal. In the lab, a team of scientists worked frantically. They were old, younger, human, some with hands trembling, some with eyes burning with determination. A single machine stood at the center, humming faintly. It was old tech from the first wars but modified beyond belief. "Focus on the coordinates," the lead scientist instructed. "If even one decimal is wrong, the pulse will scatter. We cannot afford mistakes." One young assistant, barely out of training, glanced nervously at the screen. "Sir, what exactly is in the signal? What will happen when it reaches them?" The scientist hesitated. He did not smile. "It is more than a signal. It is a key. A key to our fleets, hidden across the galaxy. When the aliens detect it, it will awaken things they do not expect. They will see us, and not just one ship." The assistant's eyes widened. "You mean, there are more ships?" "Many more," the scientist said. "Hidden. Waiting. And they do not know we are ready." The suspense was almost unbearable. The audience could feel it too, the calm before a storm. Scene 3, the signal is set. Minutes passed. Hours it felt like. Every hand, every eye focused on one blinking light, the human pulse ready to leave the base. "Coordinates set," a technician said. "Everything is ready. Signal will transmit in 3, 2, 1. A hum filled the room. A pulse of light shot into space, faint but steady. It drifted silently, invisible to most sensors, but alive with energy. In the command center, everyone held their breath. Even the captain did not speak. The pulse moved away from the base, traveling toward the distant sector where the alien fleet waited. "Signal confirmed," the technician whispered. "It is on its way." But as they watched, alarms suddenly flickered. A small screen showed an anomaly. "It's stronger than expected," the engineer said. "The aliens, they're scanning. They might detect it soon." The captain's eyes narrowed. "Let them. If they see it, they will think it is weak, unimportant. That is their mistake." Scene 4, alien reactions. Back in the alien fleet, the command center was still buzzing with confidence. The commander, proud and arrogant, glanced at the sensors. "What is this? Another blip? Surely it is nothing." But the officer monitoring the systems frowned. "Sir, the signal is moving strangely. It is almost alive. We cannot predict it." The commander scoffed. "It is a weak human remnant. A ghost from old stories. Nothing can threaten the Dominion now." Suddenly, the signal on the screens blinked again. Its faint pulse grew stronger. One of the younger officers leaned forward, worry crossing his face. It is heading toward us." The commander laughed, though a tiny flicker of doubt crossed his eyes. "It is too small to matter. Fire nothing. Celebrate. Enjoy your victory. Humans are gone." But the audience, already aware of human ingenuity, knew better. This small signal could change everything. Scene 5, the human ship moves. The pulse reached the edge of the sector. Almost immediately, it began to move faster, transforming from a faint signal into a physical presence. One small human ship emerged from the void, barely larger than an alien scout ship, but bristling with hidden power. Inside, the captain and her crew worked quietly. "Keep calm," she said. "They cannot detect us yet. Stay steady. Weapons are on standby. Timing is everything." The ship's engines glowed faintly, leaving trails of energy behind as it moved toward the alien fleet. Its size and speed were deceptive. It seemed harmless, almost fragile. But humans knew better. Every system on the ship was prepared to strike with precision. On board the alien flagship, sensors flickered, alarms sounded briefly then returned to normal. The officers glanced at each other. Probably a glitch, one said. Nothing to worry about. The audience could feel the suspense building. The tiny human ship was closer, unseen and ready to act. Scene 6, Countdown to Chaos. Back on the human base, a scientist monitored the pulse. It is working. The signal is reaching them. The fleets are in position. The captain nodded. Good. Now we wait for the first strike. Across the galaxy, alien officers remained oblivious to the danger approaching them. The tiny pulse of humanity moved silently, carrying the power to awaken hidden fleets, secret weapons and centuries of preparation. The stage was set. The unexpected war was about to begin. And no one, not the humans, not the aliens, would ever be the same again. The tiny human ship moved silently through the black void, its engines leaving faint streaks of light behind. Stars streaked past as it accelerated, drawing closer to the alien fleet celebrating their victory. The ship's hull was modest, scarred from past battles, yet every inch held purpose. It looked harmless, almost fragile, but nothing about this journey was ordinary. Inside, the captain sat at the control console, calm and focused. Her eyes scanned the readouts, each blinking light and wave of energy moving in precise harmony. Prepare for visual cloak disengage, she commanded. The crew obeyed silently, tension coiling in the air. Every system on the ship was alive, ready for action. Weapons charged, navigation precise, engines humming with power invisible to alien sensors. The fleet is massive, one crew member whispered. We're too small to be noticed. Exactly, the captain replied. They will not see us coming. Overconfidence is their weakness. The audience could feel the tension building. The small ship, alone, carried the weight of humanity's survival, and the first step of its secret war. Scene 2, Alien Overconfidence. On the Zarth Dominion flagship, alien officers laughed and cheered. The commander, golden eyes shining with pride, addressed his crew. Celebrate, my soldiers. Humanity is gone. We rule the galaxy. No threat remains. Nothing can touch us. The young officer monitoring sensors frowned. Sir, something is approaching. It is small, but moving unusually. Ha, the commander scoffed. Probably debris. A ghost of human history. Ignore it. Continue the celebration. Around the fleet, fireworks glimmered across observation decks. Alien propaganda screens showed images of crushed human colonies, banners declaring the end of humanity, and countless cheers. The fleet was a fortress of arrogance. Yet, the faint pulse of the human ship drew closer, unnoticed. Its cloaking field remained strong, hiding it from alien sensors. Every flicker of light, every movement, was calculated to avoid detection. Scene 3, Cloak disengage. The human ship reached a precise point near the center of the fleet. The captain spoke quietly, almost to herself. Now. On board, the crew activated the visual cloak disengage. In an instant, the small ship appeared, a lone, battered vessel glowing with faint energy, so small it could be mistaken for a minor scout. But its true power was hidden beneath the hull, waiting. Across the fleet, alien sensors began picking up the ship, but slowly. Sir, there is a vessel. A single human, it has appeared suddenly. The commander frowned. Impossible. Humans are extinct. It cannot exist. The audience felt the suspense. Every moment stretched. The small human ship, apparently weak, now hovered among the mighty alien armada. A single ship against thousands, but its crew knew better. Scene 4, Initial alien panic. Prepare weapons, shouted the commander. Target it. Alarms echoed across the fleet. Alien officers scrambled, trying to track the ship's movements. But it was too late. The human vessel moved with impossible precision, weaving between massive warships, its weapon systems already charged. Inside the human ship, the captain's fingers danced over controls. Target the first wave. Strike with precision. Avoid detection until the last moment. A beam of energy fired silently from the human ship, invisible at first. A nearby alien cruiser shuddered, systems failing. Lights flickered across its hull, alarms blared, and panic erupted inside. What happened? Shouted an alien officer. Our shields, offline. The commander roared in anger. This is impossible. Humans cannot do this. Fire everything. The fleet unleashed a barrage of lasers, missiles and plasma cannons. Streams of deadly energy streaked through space, but the human ship dodged effortlessly. Its small size and careful calculations made it untouchable. Scene 5, Chaos spreads. One by one the alien ships began to falter. Energy fields collapsed, engines overloaded, weapon systems exploded. The human ship moved silently, striking only the critical points: the command systems, the shields, the power cores. The audience could feel the suspense intensify. This was not a random attack. It was precise, calculated, terrifying. Humanity had returned, not with numbers, but with strategy and cunning far beyond alien imagination. "Sir, the fleet is falling apart," yelled a young officer. "We cannot stop it." The commander's claws trembled over the console. "Impossible. Humans are gone. This cannot happen." Meanwhile, the small human ship continued its deadly path. Its pulse of energy hummed through space, invisible yet unstoppable. Every alien vessel that tried to retaliate failed. The human crew moved like ghosts, precise and unyielding. Scene 6, Alien Desperation. On board the flagship, panic spread. Officers argued, weapons fired blindly, orders clashed. The human ship, still small and seemingly fragile, struck with pinpoint accuracy. The fleet's overconfidence turned into chaos. "We underestimated them," admitted one officer in horror. "They are too clever. Too fast. We cannot predict them." The commander roared, striking the console. "Destroy it. Do not let it reach the others." But the tiny human vessel had already done more than they imagined. Its signal had reached the hidden coordinates. The first stage of humanity's plan was complete. Alien fleets were now vulnerable, systems exposed, defenses weakened. The suspense was unbearable. The audience could feel the tension. One small ship, hidden human ingenuity, and thousands of aliens caught unprepared. The stage was set for a war unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Scene 7, Humanity's Edge. Inside the human ship, the captain allowed herself a brief smile. "First contact successful. Prepare the next wave. This is only the beginning." The crew nodded, focused. Every system, every weapon, every hidden fleet prepared for the second stage. Humanity's secret was no longer a mystery. The galaxy would soon realize the truth: humans had never truly been extinct. Meanwhile, the alien commander struggled to regain control. "What is this? How can a single ship do this?" The audience felt the suspense. Humans were small, seemingly powerless, but every move they made was part of a larger, unstoppable plan. The first contact had shocked the galaxy. The tiny ship had proven that humans were back, and far more dangerous than anyone imagined. Scene 8, Cliffhanger Ending. As alarms blared and alien ships fell one by one, the human ship vanished back into the darkness of space, leaving only the chaos it had created. The aliens were left scrambling, confused and terrified. The captain looked at her crew. "We will not stop here. The galaxy will remember this day. Prepare for the next strike." And somewhere deep in the alien fleet, the commander whispered to himself, pale with fear, "Humans, they were never gone. They are coming." The suspense hung in the air. One tiny human ship had changed everything, but the true war was just beginning. Space was quiet again. At least, it seemed quiet to the thousands of alien warships scattered near the dying sun. Flickering alarms from earlier strikes had died down, and crews began whispering nervously. The Zarth Dominion fleet had been shaken, but most still clung to pride. They believed the human ship was small, isolated, and that it could be destroyed with concentrated firepower. Inside the alien flagship, the commander's claws trembled as he scanned the sensors. "It cannot be," he muttered. "One ship, how can it cripple my fleet?" "You underestimate them, sir," a junior officer said quietly. "We don't know their capabilities." The commander bellowed in anger. "We know enough. Humans are extinct. There is nothing left to fear." Yet, deep in the shadows, the faint pulse of the human ship lingered. Hidden, invisible and waiting. Scene 2, Human Preparation. Inside the human vessel, the captain studied the holographic map of the alien fleet. Each warship, each cruiser, each command vessel was tracked with perfect precision. Tiny energy pulses glimmered like lights on a dark grid, marking vulnerabilities in the alien fleet's formation. "Prepare the shockwave," she said calmly. The crew exchanged glances, their hearts steady. This was the moment humanity had been waiting for. The ship's engines hummed with low energy, glowing faintly with a strange blue light that alien sensors could not detect. Weapon systems powered up silently. The pulse from earlier had not only alerted the aliens, it had activated hidden coordinates across the galaxy. Stage 1 complete, the navigator said. Stage 2 ready to initiate. The audience felt the suspense build. This was more than a battle, it was a demonstration of human ingenuity and strategy hidden for centuries. Scene 3. The shockwave begins. In a single motion, the captain activated the ship's primary weapon. A wave of energy shot out into space, invisible at first. Alien sensors flickered wildly. Consoles overloaded. Red warnings flashed in every command room across the fleet. What is happening?" shouted an officer aboard one of the massive cruisers. "Our shields collapsing. Systems failing." The commander slammed his claws on the console. "Impossible. The ship is too small. How can it affect us all?" The energy wave expanded rapidly, invisible but deadly. It struck critical systems on multiple vessels at once. Engines shut down. Weapons fried. Communication channels went dead. Ships began to drift helplessly through space. The human ship moved among them, small and precise. One by one, alien cruisers were struck at their weak points. Each impact was silent but catastrophic. The audience could feel the tension rising. One small vessel, a single human ship, was now wreaking havoc across an entire alien armada. Scene 4. Alien panic. Across the fleet, panic spread like wildfire. Officers shouted over one another, trying to regain control. "Shields down," one cried. "Weapons offline," yelled another. The commander's face turned pale. "Divert all power to engines. Evade. Destroy it." But the human ship was already gone from their sensors, appearing unpredictably in another sector. Every attempt to strike it failed. It moved like a ghost, striking only when and where necessary. "This cannot be happening," muttered a junior officer. It's a single ship. Alone." The audience could feel the suspense. Humans were small, yes, but deadly. One human ship had crippled thousands of alien vessels, and the full scale of the human plan was still unknown. Scene 5. Hidden human fleets activated. The captain tapped a sequence on the console. "Signal the hidden fleets," she said. Across the galaxy, hidden human ships, cloaked and long forgotten, began to awaken. Engines hummed, lights blinked, weapons charged. The pulse of humanity was no longer confined to one vessel. The war had expanded beyond the alien fleet's knowledge. "Sir, multiple ships, appearing across the sector," an alien officer reported. How many are there?" The commander's claws shook. "Impossible. Humans cannot be alive. There are more than we imagined." The suspense soared. The audience now understood that humanity had been hiding for centuries, preparing for the day the galaxy would underestimate them. And that day had arrived. Scene 6. Chaos in the fleet. Alien ships collided in panic, trying to avoid invisible attacks from the human shockwave and the newly activated fleets. Explosions rippled through the armada, sending bright flashes across space. Some cruisers spun uncontrollably, others drifted silently, powerless. Inside the flagship, the commander screamed orders in desperation. "Fire everything. Focus all energy on the small ship." But each attempt failed. Human tactics were unpredictable, precise, and devastating. Every alien weapon fired was countered by human cloaking, maneuvering, or timing. The shockwave expanded further, striking more ships and systems with silent fury. One alien officer whispered, horror in his voice, They are everywhere. It's like the galaxy itself obeys them." The audience could feel the suspense tightening. The aliens were helpless, outsmarted, and facing a species they had long assumed extinct. Scene 7. Human strategy revealed. The captain's eyes scanned the map. "Stage 3 is ready," she said. "We continue the shockwave until the fleet is neutralized. Avoid unnecessary destruction. Focus on command and control." The human ship moved like a shadow among giants. One strike hit the flagship's shields. Another disabled the main weapons array of a cruiser. Alien officers shouted, scrambled, argued, but every move only led them into another human trap. "This is unbelievable," muttered one alien officer. "How can a single species, a single vessel, do this?" The suspense grew. The human ship had already done more than the aliens imagined. One pulse, one signal, one small ship, and entire fleets were now at their mercy. Scene 8. Cliffhanger ending. As the alien fleet floundered, drifting and burning, the human ship vanished into the darkness. The shockwave continued silently, striking systems far from the battlefield. The aliens were left in chaos, terrified and unsure of what had just occurred. The captain looked at her crew. This is only the beginning. Humanity's message has been sent. The galaxy will soon know that we are back, and stronger than ever. In the alien flagship, the commander whispered to himself, pale with fear, humans, they were never gone. This is just the start. We cannot survive this. The audience was left hanging, breathless. One human ship had unleashed a shockwave across the galaxy. Entire fleets had been crippled. And the war, the unexpected war, was far from over. Far beyond the chaos of the alien fleet, in a human base hidden among asteroids, the lead scientist studied a holographic display. Thousands of tiny dots blinked faintly across a three-dimensional map of the galaxy. Each dot represented a hidden human fleet, cloaked and ready for centuries, waiting for this moment. The signal has done its work, the scientist said. The first wave triggered. But now, the hidden coordinates will activate. A young assistant gasped. All these fleets, they've been waiting, all this time? Yes, the scientist replied. Humans planned for centuries. Every colony, every ship, every weapon, hidden until the right moment. And now the alien fleets are exposed. The audience could feel the suspense building. The human signal was not just a call, it was a key, a trigger that would awaken hidden forces across the galaxy. Scene 2, Alien Confusion. On board the alien flagship, the commander paced angrily. They cannot be real. Hidden fleets? That is impossible. Humans are extinct. You saw it, sir, said a junior officer, his voice trembling. Their signal, it triggered something. Systems across the galaxy are responding. We cannot predict it. The commander slammed his claws on the console. Silence. We will crush them again. Focus all firepower on the small ship. Destroy it at all costs. But the audience knew the truth. The alien fleets were panicking because they had no idea what was coming. The signal had revealed humanity's secret, and the humans were ready to strike everywhere at once. Scene 3, Activation of Hidden Fleets. In the far reaches of the galaxy, cloaked human ships began to move. Engines hummed, shields activated, weapons charged silently. Hidden bases came online. Colonies long thought lost sent out their own signals, synchronizing with the original pulse. The captain of the human ship watched the displays. All fleets are active, she said calmly. Stage 2 complete. Target the key systems first. Minimal exposure. Maximum impact. The crew nodded silently. The human strategy was simple but deadly. Disable command, cripple communication, then strike. The aliens did not see it coming. Sir. Sensors show dozens, hundreds, no thousands of ships activating. One alien officer shouted. The commander froze. Impossible, too many, how? The suspense was unbearable. The aliens had underestimated humanity completely. One signal had awakened a power they had never imagined. Scene 4, First Strikes. Human fleets moved silently through the darkness. Each ship struck precise points on alien vessels. Engines, weapon systems, shields. Explosions were bright, but almost invisible from a distance. The aliens had no chance to respond effectively. On the human ship, the captain monitored every strike. Good. Keep moving. Do not overextend. We are precise. One strike at a time. Alien ships floundered. One by one, command centers went dark. Communication lines failed. Chaos spread across the armada. Officers shouted, weapons misfired, and panic replaced confidence. This cannot be, cried a young officer. One signal, and we are collapsing? The commander's face twisted with fury. Humans, how? How can they be alive? They were supposed to be extinct. The audience felt the suspense peak. The aliens realized too late that their arrogance had doomed them. The signal had revealed humanity's secret, and it was only the beginning. Scene 5, The Secret Revealed. In the human command center, the lead scientist spoke to the captain. The signal contained more than coordinates. It had encoded instructions, activating every hidden fleet and weapon. The aliens have no idea what is coming. Excellent, the captain replied. We are not just fighting with one ship. The galaxy will see the full power of humanity. They will know we were never weak. The audience now understood. This was not random. Humans had planned centuries ahead. One signal, tiny and seemingly harmless, had triggered a galaxy-wide awakening. Meanwhile, alien officers scrambled. They are everywhere, one whispered. We cannot fight them. The commander's claws shook. We must retreat. But retreat was impossible. Human fleets surrounded them from every angle. Every system had been anticipated. Every strike had a counter. The aliens were trapped. Scene 6. Tension among humans. Even with victory within reach, humans remained cautious. Do not underestimate them, the captain warned. They will fight back. We strike with precision and purpose. Avoid unnecessary losses. The crew prepared for the next wave. Cloaked ships moved into position. Energy weapons charged. Communication pulses synchronized fleets across hundreds of light years. The audience could feel the suspense. Humanity was in control, but the danger was far from over. Alien pride and desperation made them unpredictable, and one wrong move could trigger chaos for humans as well. Scene 7. Alien fleets crumble. Back in the alien armada, confusion and fear dominated. Officers screamed orders that no one could follow. Weapons misfired, engines stalled, shields flickered. Command ships drifted powerless, drifting toward hidden human forces. "This cannot be," cried one officer. "Our empire, collapsing, from a single signal?" The commander's golden eyes widened in horror. "Humans, they were never weak. This is beyond anything we imagined." The suspense reached a new high. The aliens had no plan, no defense. Humanity had used intelligence, patience, and strategy to outsmart a fleet thousands of times larger. Scene 8. Cliffhanger ending. As alien ships drifted helplessly, the captain addressed her crew. "Prepare the final stage. The signal has revealed the secret. The fleets are ready. The galaxy will soon witness the full strength of humanity." In the alien flagship, the commander whispered, pale and trembling, We have underestimated them, completely. Humanity, they are coming for everything." The audience was left on edge. One signal had changed the course of the war, revealing secrets, awakening hidden fleets, and setting the stage for the final showdown. The aliens were terrified, and humanity's true power had yet to be fully revealed. The suspense was absolute. The war was far from over. The alien fleet drifted in chaos. Command ships floated powerless, cruisers were disabled, and smaller vessels scattered in panic. The Zarth Dominion had never faced anything like this. Their overconfidence, their arrogance, had blinded them to the one species they had assumed extinct. Meanwhile, the human ship hovered in the darkness, surrounded by the hidden fleets awakened by the original signal. Hundreds of vessels, small and large, all cloaked until the perfect moment, now glimmered faintly in the shadows of distant stars. The captain scanned the galaxy-wide formation. All fleets are in position. The alien armada is scattered, weak, and disoriented. This is our chance. The crew nodded silently. There was no cheer, no celebration. Humanity's final strike required focus, precision, and patience. The audience could feel the suspense building. Everything was about to change. Scene 2. Alien realization. On board the alien flagship, the commander's eyes widened as the scale of the human fleet became clear. Impossible. How many ships? How did they survive? A junior officer shook. "Sir, they are everywhere. We underestimated them, completely." The commander's claws gripped the console. "This cannot be. Humanity was weak. They should be gone." But the humans were far from gone. The signal had not only awakened fleets, it had synchronized centuries of planning, hidden technology, and tactical genius. Every strike the humans had made was only the beginning. The audience could feel the tension. The alien empire, proud and powerful for centuries, was about to face the full wrath of humanity. Scene 3. Coordinated strike. Inside the human flagship, the captain spoke calmly. "Phase 1 complete. Phase 2, we strike directly at command." The fleets moved as one, silently but deadly. Human ships approached alien command vessels from every angle. Cloaking fields flickered and disengaged in precise sequences, revealing small vessels, but enough to strike critical systems. One by one, alien command centers fell. Shields collapsed, weapons arrays failed, and communication lines went dead. The chaos spread like wildfire. "This is unbelievable," an alien officer shouted. "How can a single species with one signal do this to our entire fleet?" The captain watched the displays carefully. "We are not just attacking. We are showing the galaxy who we are. Every strike counts. Every ship moves with purpose." The suspense was unbearable. The aliens were powerful, yes, but humanity's strategy, patience, and ingenuity had turned the tide completely. Scene 4. The shockwave expands. A massive wave of energy, the culmination of human technology, swept across the alien fleet. Engines overloaded, weapons systems exploded, shields collapsed. Entire groups of alien vessels drifted helplessly, unable to respond. On the human flagship, the captain's crew moved with silent efficiency. "Keep targeting command and control," she instructed. "Avoid unnecessary destruction. The galaxy must remember humanity, but we strike with purpose." Alien ships fired blindly, trying to regain control, but every shot missed. The human fleet was faster, more precise, and completely coordinated. "This cannot happen," shouted the commander aboard the alien flagship. "We are the most powerful. Humanity, it's impossible." Scene 5, Human Ingenuity. The human fleet deployed hidden technologies long thought lost. Stealth drones disabled alien sensors, energy pulses disrupted navigation systems, and hidden weapons struck precisely at critical points. Even the largest alien dreadnoughts were crippled before they could react. The audience felt the suspense. Humanity, once considered weak and extinct, was now the dominant force in the battlefield. Every move was calculated. Every strike had purpose. The aliens were powerless to stop it. Inside the flagship, the captain spoke quietly. "Activate the final stage. Let them see the full power of humanity." Scene 6, The Final Strike. From the shadows, human dreadnoughts emerged, massive vessels unseen until now. Their weapons charged with unknown energy, glowing with a blue light that alien sensors could barely register. The dreadnoughts moved in perfect synchronization, surrounding the remaining alien fleet. The first strike hit the flagship itself. Massive explosions rippled across the hull, systems overloaded, and the alien commander was thrown against the console. Fires blazed through corridors, alarms screamed endlessly, and panic spread uncontrollably. The audience could feel the suspense peak. The aliens, once confident and proud, were now helpless against a species they had underestimated for centuries. Scene 7, Alien Collapse. The alien fleets collapsed under human precision strikes. Dreadnoughts fired, waves of energy swept across cruisers, and command centers were destroyed systematically. Thousands of alien lives were lost, but the strikes were calculated, focused on neutralizing command rather than unnecessary destruction. The alien commander stared at the hollow map of his fleet, trembling. Humans, they were never weak. Never extinct. We have lost. The audience felt the weight of human triumph. Every scene had built up to this moment, and it delivered maximum suspense and impact. Scene 8, Humanity's Victory. The captain watched the battlefield one final time. All major targets neutralized. Minor skirmishes remain, but the armada is broken. Humanity has sent its message. The crew allowed themselves a quiet moment of satisfaction. No cheers, no celebration, just focus and awareness. Humanity had returned. Humanity had survived. And humanity had struck back with full force. Across the galaxy, alien worlds trembled. News of the human signal, the awakening fleets, and the precise, unstoppable attacks spread like wildfire. The Empire had underestimated humans, and the consequences were catastrophic. The audience felt suspense even at the end. The aliens were defeated, but the story hinted at the unstoppable rise of humanity. Scene 9, Cliffhanger/tease for future. The captain turned to her crew. "This is only the beginning. Humanity has returned. We will rebuild, we will protect, and we will ensure no one ever underestimates us again." In the shadows, distant alien fleets fled, terrified and weakened. The galaxy now knew, humans were back, and stronger than ever. The final words hovered over the battlefield. One signal from Earth had altered everything, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The suspense lingered. The story ended in victory, but the audience could imagine the potential for future stories. Humanity's rise had only just begun.